If you're trying to create a company, it's like baking a cake. You have to have all the ingredients in the right proportion. I think life on Earth must be about more than just solving problems. It's got to be something inspiring, even if it is vicarious. That's my lesson for taking a vacation. Vacation will kill you. Nobody wants to buy a $60,000 electric Civic. But people will pay $90,000 for an electric sports car. When you struggle with the problem, that's when you understand it. People work better when they know what the goal is and why. I think that's the single best piece of advice. Constantly think about how you could be doing things better and questioning yourself. I would like to die on Mars. Just not on impact. For my part, I will never give up, and I mean never. You need to live in a dome initially, but over time you could terraform Mars to look like Earth, and eventually, walk around outside without anything on, so it's a fixer-upper of a planet. I'm considering taking Tesla private at $420. Funding secured. If humanity doesn't land on Mars in my lifetime, I would be very disappointed. I'd like to dial it back 5% or 10% and try to have a vacation. That's not just email with a view. You know what? Don't bother showing the video. We will make one of the mini sub/pod, going all the way to Cave 5, no problemo. Sorry, pedo guy, you really did ask for it. I would only call someone an idiot if people were mistakenly under the impression that the person was smart. Taking Twitter private at $54.20 should be up to shareholders, not the board. I just want to retire before I go senile, because if I don't retire before I go senile, then I'll do more damage than good at that point. Patience is a virtue, and I'm learning patience. It's a tough lesson. If you had to buy a new plane every time you flew somewhere, it would be incredibly expensive. Engineering is the closest thing to magic that exists in the world. An asteroid or a supervolcano could certainly destroy us, but we also face risks the dinosaurs never saw: an engineered virus, nuclear war, inadvertent creation of a micro black hole. Or some as yet unknown technology could spell the end of us. If something's important enough, you should try. Even if the probable outcome is failure. If you get up in the morning and think the future is going to be better, it is a bright day. Otherwise, it's not. I'd rather be optimistic and wrong than pessimistic and right. Persistence is very important. You should not give up unless you are forced to give up. The first step is to establish that something is possible, then probability will occur. I always have optimism, but I'm realistic. I think we have a duty to maintain the light of consciousness, to make sure it continues into the future. You shouldn't do things differently just because they're different. They need to be better. You want to have a future where you're expecting things to be better, not one where you're expecting things to be worse. My biggest mistake is probably weighing too much on someone's talent and not someone's personality. Life is too short for long-term grudges. Constantly seek criticism. A well-thought-out critique of whatever you're doing is as valuable as gold.